coming from my cousin's football game. They popped Wayne State University. He plays at Grand Valley State. They're a really, really good Division II football team too. And but yeah, I was checking them out today. He's playing in the city. They usually up in Grand Rapids and stuff. But so that's coming from there. But let's talk about Fury and Ngannou pay-per-view buys, right? And I say that because I was standing in the cold. It wasn't cold today, but it's cold when you get closer to downtown. Wayne State, like in Midtown, for people who don't know about Detroit. It's a commuter college. I know a couple people that went there. And basically, if you don't know what a commuter college is, basically the campus is split. It's split over a course of an area. So you might have a class here, and then around the corner you might have a class or mile of the street. So, but apparently Ngannou and Fury sold 11.5 thousand, 11.5, traditional pay-per-views, and they sold 56,000 through the ESPN Plus app. Now it was rumored that they were to sell. It was rumored that they sold. It was rumored that they sold 1.25 million, and like I said in my video, if that's true, that's a universal record. That's around the world. That's around the world. So if that's true, that's around the world what they sold. That's around the world. So So when I heard 1.25 million, I knew that wasn't a United States domestic record. And I knew it wasn't a UK domestic record. It was around the world. If that number is true, that's what they sold worldwide. And one thing you notice about mixed martial art, UFC in general, when the numbers ain't great, they then quote universal numbers. They then quote what they did worldwide on pay-per-view. That's what they do then. Then they said, well, we did this number worldwide, and that's pretty much kind of how they spin it. So I mean, shit, that is what it is. But I knew it wouldn't do well. I mean, I forget what they charged. Was it $70, $65, $80 for the fight? Nope, I just didn't have no buzz. I didn't hear people talking about it. It wasn't no Fury and Ngannou debates at the barbershop. You didn't hear people talk about it at the gym. I'm not a person that go a lot of places, though. You know what I'm saying? But then again, the internet is the place to be. And I didn't hear a lot of casual people talking about it. Fury name on the ring bells in the U.S. because of Deontay Wilder. And we all know that. And, Wilder only became a big name because of the fights with Tyson Fury. So you need great fights, great controversy, or something to give you some spark. So, Ngannou, I didn't know how big a buzz Ngannou had. I don't know how big Ngannou was in the UFC. And if he was that big, I'm pretty sure Dana White wouldn't have let him escape and would have paid him a certain dollar amount. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's just my opinion on it. I don't know too much about him, but I don't know if he was a top-selling guy in the UFC. But I guess he was a big enough name to get a hell of a deal with the PFL. And I think that's the way you got to look at it. But I just didn't hear a lot of people buzzing around on the internet or in person. And like I said, I've never been the most popular person, never ran in the most popular circles, but I be out and about. And I remember, being in the barbershops one-on-one with guys. I had a barber like years ago. He had his own little pod. And, he would talk about, I want to see Crawford and Spence. That's what he would say. At the barbershop, you hear people bring it up, but you never really hear people bring up heavyweights no more. And I think a lot of people believe heavyweight division peaked with Mike Tyson. It's just like hip-hop music, in general, it peaked in the 90s. And you think, when you living in the golden era, I don't think you just in the moment. And when them times pass, you think things are supposed to, when you hear evolution or things are should evolve, in your head you think they're evolving for the better, but not necessarily. You hear this sometimes. Sometimes things got to get worse before it can get better. I always say that. Sometimes you got to destroy the bill. Sometimes you got to destroy the bill. I'm not surprised at that number. Like I said, excuse my ignorance, but I don't know how big. I didn't know they had a parts galore right here. Yeah, I think I did, but I don't know how big Ngannou really was. And Fury domestically ain't that big. Pause. Kobe somewhere. Yo, hear me somewhere. Yo, pause. Yeah, pause. So I don't know. I don't know. But you know, that's up to them for now on. They got to figure that shit out. And I just feel like doing it on pay-per-view. I just felt like they could have did a lot better by giving that on ESPN for free. You know what I'm saying? They could have grew the fan bases, but like I said, they don't take that principle in business. You know, you hear a lot, like, I hate to use this well, I'll use a better analogy, the more legal analogy. You see businesses usually give away product for free or give away samples for free to get people to buy the full product. You know, maybe they should have did it that way. Let people see Fury on ABC, and you know, maybe they would have brought value to ESPN. You know, but boxing got to come back to being accessible and being free. A poor man's sport can't be a rich man's sport in the ring and outside the ring. You can't keep taxing the fans and paying the fighters a tremendous amount of money, because it's showing that it's counterproductive in the sport of boxing. That's what it's showing. It's counterproductive. You got to keep costs low for the fans, you know, and for the fighters that deserve what they worth, pay them in what they worth. But a lot of guys are getting paid not what they worth. Let's keep it a beat. A lot of these guys getting overpaid, and then that's why a lot of networks pulling out. We paying these guys, and they not pulling their weight. And once again, that reflect. Now they gonna point to Universal Records and what they did at the gate there, and what they did, and how many celebrities was there, and that's fine and dandy. And I think Ring IQ made a great point. Julius from Ring IQ made a great point on Coach Malachi channel. And one of the great points he made, he says, even though boxing is declining, I'm paraphrasing, is declining in the U.S., it's growing universally. So now universal numbers, you got to put stock in them because they important and they rake in money too. But us in America, we live in the box. The only thing that matters is America. That's all that matters. So we can't be as small-minded and simple-minded and think we all that matter. We can't think that way. We can't. But if we want to keep America and Vegas and New York the mecca of boxing, and U.S. the mecca of boxing a little bit longer, where these dudes who refuse to travel, like Roy Jones and Floyd, now going to require to travel the next 10 to 20 years, you know, I just think that we got to get it together. We got to get it together. We got to get it together. And if we don't get it together, man, it's sad and pathetic. Very sad and pathetic. Very. You know, but we keep charging people for fights they shouldn't be paying for. That's an issue. You know what I'm saying? You keep paying fighters a ludicrous amount of money that, you know, they not worth. Of course, then when you ask them to fight a big fight, they like, oh man, I ain't taking that little bit amount of money. I made this, that, and the third. Give me some more Joe Bums. Give me some more Joe Bums. You know? Give me some more bums. My bad to go place my order, but yeah, man, like I continue to say, man, I just feel that I don't know, I'm out here, I'm in the hood. This ain't my hood, nigga. But the food truck I'm at is so good that it's worth it. But yeah, man, I think that we gotta grow the sport the right way. I think guys should get paid what they owe and what they pull. Just like you kill what you eat back in the day. But I mean, I knew this wasn't gonna do good, but if it does good universally, so be it. Because once you give it away free in the United States TV, people can IPTV it, people can stream it. That's why you really can't give it away free. You know, in the UK, they put their shit on for free, and they put their shit on for free, right? And then what? And then we stream it over here. You know, it's a pay-per-view on the US, but then it's free on Fox or whatever, or I mean, it's free on Sky Boxing or whatever. Then we stream it. So, I mean, people can say we stream it anyway. It's easier to stream when it's free in the UK or it's free in another country, and they pretty much speak the same language. So I understand it, but I believe the Universal records were better than the. I think the Universal numbers probably was on par with that and the gate and all that, but as long as the Saudis make their money back, that's all that matters. So it is what it is. I think the fight would be even bigger if they do it again, especially if Fury beat Usyk. But thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live and drop video. Financially, want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJGood313, Venmo, CJGood313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree, find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.